More than 100 years have passed since 1914, but we still remember that war. Today we all call it World War I or the Great War.
We stop, we think, we take time out of our lives and bring to mind those people who fought and suffered and died in that terrible war 100 years ago.
We also remember the people caught up in World War II and in other wars that have happened since World War II ended in 1945.
The Korean War,
The Falklands War,
Iraq and Afghanistan.
rivers flow of the colours red, drink from men that have been bred. They'll tell you that God is on your side, that when you kill, it's justified. But the spoils war turn bad. When you send friends home in body bags, with anger strong and bitterness high, you struggle to fight the emotions inside. You're told to be tough, you're told to be mean, that you're not a man, you're a killing machine. But in a way, deep down inside, you're a man and you cannot hide. For your children scream and your children cry, for they don't understand the reason why. Why at war is right to take a life, but in peacetime it's our worst crime. So your country knows what's good for you. Take your orders and carry them through. And finish it quick, the job you do. To kill another man, for there will never be peace on earth, my friend. So listen to the feet of the marching men.
but more recently there is another crisis that we are all living through. Many young men and women have fought to help keep us safe, but equally men and women of the NHS have lost their lives to help us.
So today we remember those in the NHS and those who have given their lives in conflict, and that piece of a poem written by a soldier in 2009.
It is quiet here now. The valley is silent. Only the birds in the stream have their noise, the twittering, bubbling sweet sound of nature. Apart from this, silence which is nothing destroys.
The smell is a thing of one of the moon and pine trees, of blackened and mortar, of woodland and streams. The sight is of rushes, of mealworms and lime trees. The feel is peacefulness, sweet as a dream.
But at one time this valley of heaven, became a most tortuous valley of hell. For the fighting was bitter, the Hun held regardless of losses, and many men fell. Remembrance is not a word we use every day.
In everyday life we say we remember something like a friend's birthday. Things around us help us to remember people or places. Photos remind us of a party or maybe a holiday.
Old toys or clothes remind us of who gave them to us or why we liked them when we were younger.
The news is spread far and wide. Another comrade has sadly died. The sunset vigil upon the sad as a soldier leaves his foreign land.
We stand alone and yet as one, in fading light of the setting sun. We've all gathered to say goodbye to a fallen comrade who set free. The eulogies read about their life, sometimes with words from pals or wife. We all know when the COS done what kind of soldier they'd become.
The padre then called us all to pray. The bugler has last post to play. The cannon was and belches flew. We will recall with parade their name.
A minute silence stood in place As tears roll down the hardest face, deafening silence fills the air with each of us in personal prayer. Revel sounds and the parade is done. My hero remembered, forgotten by none. They leave to start the journey back in a coffin draped in the Union Jack.
But remembrance is bigger than that. Remembrance is something that can be shared. That is why many people wear poppies.
The poppy is a sign of remembrance. It shows we have not forgotten what happened long ago to people in our own and other people's families.
In Flanders first, the poppies play between the crosses row on row that mark our faith, and in the sky the larks go bravely singing fly, scarf heard amid the guns below. We are the dead, short days ago. We lived at dawns or sunset low, loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders fields. Take up our quarrel with the flow, to you from falling hands we throw. The torch be yours, hold it high. If ye break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep, though poppies grow in Flanders fields.
At 11 o'clock on Remembrance Day, there is a 2-minute silence. Ours is not a silent one. There is noise all around us. So silence is special.
Silence is good for remembering. It helps us to stop thinking about what's going on right now or what we are going to do next. Silence gives us time to reflect. Remembrance is about understanding how we can cope with sadness and loss. The poppy shows we remember. We remember a war that began 100 years ago.
We remember that good can come from bad and enemies can become friends.
We remember all those in the NHS who have lost their lives trying to help us.
they shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn.
As the going down of the sun, and in the morning we will remember them. Let us also not forget the men and women of the NHS.